Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am really excited because I'm going to be showing you 3 of my current favorite recipes. I have been eating these non-stop and I'm really excited to share them with you because they're super yummy, they're healthy, and yeah, I think you're gonna love them. Also, really quickly before we hop right in, I've been getting a lot of questions as to whether I am vegan, vegetarian, what I am, and I just wanted to clarify at the top of this video, kind of a random place to put this in, but I am neither. I just kind of like to eat balanced, whatever I consider balanced. So with that being said, let's hop right in. So first off, I'm starting off with this veggie omelet. Oh, my mouth is already watering starting to make this. So I'm starting off by cutting up my veggies. I used an orange bell pepper that I diced up into little cubes like so. Then I took a yellow squash, about half of the squash, and I did the same thing. I diced it up into little squares by cutting long ways and then cutting those long strips into little cubes. After that, I cut up a couple of mushrooms. Same thing. I'm just dicing them all up into little cubes like so. Not really very nicely, just cutting them up. Then I took some purple onion, did a little dance like I always do, and then diced up my onion. After that, I took a jalapeno. I love jalapeno. I always try to find reasons to add jalapeno to my recipes because I just love the kick that it gives. So I diced that up as well. And then I took some little cherry tomatoes, cut those up, and then I threw all of them into a pan with a little olive oil to stir fry them. Then I took 2 eggs, stirred that up in a bowl, and then I poured the 2 eggs on a little non-stick pan. I let it cook for about 30 seconds. And then I added my veggies to half of the eggs and then some shredded unexpected cheddar cheese from Trader Joe's. And you'll see this is the world's messiest omelet. I don't even really think it matters. It all ends up in the same place and it tastes the same. But pretty much I just folded it over. Of course, when I was filming too, I did like my worst omelet ever. But you know, that's how it goes sometimes. And then once I folded it over, I only let it cook for a couple more seconds and then I pulled it off of the pan. And that completes our veggie omelet. I'm legitimately starving and I know this is so good, so I'm really excited. This food doesn't look very pretty, but it's so good. And I've made it before with 3 eggs instead of 2. And the omelet gets too thick for my taste, like the egg is too thick. But I feel like with just a thin layer of just the 2 eggs and tons of veggies, it makes it so good. All right, so next up, I am making this veggie and arugula flatbread. Oh, so I'm using this garlic naan and I'm throwing it in the oven. Ignore the other thing that's baking. That's for a recipe you'll see after this. I threw it in at 425 just to get a little bit preheated and become a little bit stiff so I could put the toppings on. And then I cut up my mushroom. I cut up some zucchini into like little circles and then half circles. And then I cut up some white onion as well and some cherry tomatoes. By the way, I love the way my tattoo looks. If you missed that, I got a tattoo. You can check out my last video. I talked all about it and showed what it was like getting it done, all that jazz. Anyways, so then I threw all the veggies onto a pan, cooked those up, and I pulled my naan out of the oven. And then I took some Trader Joe's Italian marinara sauce, spread that on the flatbread, a little bit of unexpected cheddar cheese. I don't do that much cheese, but I do like the taste. And then I threw the veggies on the flatbread once they were done cooking and just spread them across the bread. Oh, I didn't get a shot of this, but I also put some balsamic on the pizza before I threw it in the oven. It only went in the oven for maybe 4 minutes, just enough to melt the cheese, make the bread a little harder. Then I took some arugula and then this Tuscan herb olive oil and tossed the arugula in the olive oil and then topped that on the flatbread. Oh my gosh, once again, my mouth is watering. So good. Oh, and I added salt and pepper to taste. So this pizza is really good. I already know that, but I'm just gonna taste it on camera, just cause. Oh my gosh. It's messy with the tomatoes and the balsamic vinaigrette, but I think that the balsamic vinaigrette like takes it over the top. And if you don't want to cook with balsamic vinaigrette, you could always just toss your arugula in an olive oil balsamic vinaigrette mixture. You probably get like the same thing, but Next up, tomato soup from scratch. This is so much easier than you'd think. So I took a big carton of tomatoes that I got at Costco and I cut them all into fourths. And once I cut them all up into fourths, by the way, as you can see, I removed the little twigs from the top, or the vine, the vine, but I'm gonna be using those. So once I quartered my tomatoes, I threw them on a pan. And once I put those there, I took the vine and I put those on the pan as well. Apparently it helps keep the tomatoey taste when you bake them. Then I took an entire head of garlic, cut the top off, and then put that in the pan, as well as the other little piece that I cut off the top. Then I took some shallots and I cut the head off those as well and then threw those on the pan too. And then I took some olive oil, and I didn't get a shot of this, I don't think, but I actually added a couple of sprigs of rosemary to the pan. Oh, I did get a shot. Look at that. And then I added a bunch of pepper. I like lots of pepper with my tomatoes, and salt. And then I threw the tray in the oven at 425 for 45 minutes. Once they had baked for 45 minutes, I pulled them out of the oven and I let the pan cool for maybe about 10 minutes or so. And in the meantime, I heated up a pot of veggie broth, which I just used veggie bouillon cubes with water. You don't need a ton of water. I've made that mistake. And then once the pan had slightly cooled, I removed the shallots from their casing. I removed the garlic from its casing, and I took all of the greenery off of the pan. So the rosemary, the vines, all of that. Here I am removing garlic. It pretty much just lets go. Like the casing just lets go of the garlic when you roast it. So it's kind of cool, but you do want to make sure it's pretty much fully cooled, or otherwise you can burn yourself. And who likes to be burned? No one. But if you do burn yourself, side note, use some lavender essential oil and it totally kicks the burn. Okay, so I didn't do this very gracefully. Oh, I tried so hard, but I messed up. Dumped all my veggies, or my tomatoes, into the pot of broth. And then I took this submersion blender, really cool, pretty inexpensive. I'll link one down below in the info box if you're interested. And I blended the soup. Then I added a bunch of pepper, some salt, and voila. So here's the thing about this soup. It's so good. I mean, I already knew all these recipes were good. And this is literally what I ate the entire time I had the flu. It got me through the flu. So fond and not fond memories of this soup. Okay, Bows, this is so good. And the texture, it's so good. 10 out of 10, peeps. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of this video. I wanted to let you guys know that my blog is actually up and running again, and I think my favorite part about my blog is that I have all of the recipes that I've ever done on my channel archived on there and written out, and step-by-step instructions, all of the videos stored as well. So I know on my channel, a lot of my recipes have just been lumped into 3 recipe videos. So if you're ever looking for a specific recipe that I've done and you can't find the video, the best way to find it is by looking on my blog. So I'm super excited about this. I wanted to let you guys know, and I'm also really excited about my next video. So I'll see you guys back here soon, and hope you're having a great day. Bye.